Hey there folks, Wrel here. This is your Auraxium update for June 5th, 2016. Firstly, the giveaway is technically over, but 3 of the 5 people that I sent messages to didn't actually respond back to me yet, so I'm going to give them a little bit more time before selecting some new winners, but the 2 that did, you'll be getting your Wrel decal codes later today. If you were around on Friday, there was a developer live stream where Andy Seitz, Brian Burness, James Campion, Bill Yeats, and Tony Jones talked about some of the cool stuff that's coming up. And I was there in spirit, but also trolling the Twitch chat about as much as I could. But the good news is that if we start doing these sorts of live streams more often in the future, I could probably teleconference in and have my face float there awkwardly on the screen for you too. You know, who knows. Something that PS4 users will be interested in hearing is that the construction system will basically be rolling out in 2 phases. First phase is that construction is introduced for admins only, and we can use server commands to spawn buildings and build some bases and then have you help us test it. Because PS4 doesn't have a test server, and in order to actually measure the impact construction is going to have on PS4 performance-wise, we need to have a high number of people there testing it, and then after the testing we'll know how feasible it is to release on PS4, or if additional optimizations need to be done, etc, etc. So hopefully that all works out, and I know that parity is basically the goal between PS4 and PC versions, so there's a strong desire to get construction on PS4 as long as it doesn't blow up the game at the same time. That said, some things that were teased in the future were, of course, the Rocket Rifle, which is currently on PTS. There were big changes to instant action so that it will now take you to where the fighting is taking place, instead of spawning you in a hex in which the fighting is taking place. And by that I mean that it's going to be looking for spawn points that are closer to the actual battle going on, regardless of whether or not it's in a base or in an open field or a player-made base. Some new construction items were also touted, like the reinforcement module, which is very likely not going to be called that in the future, but the intention is to allow player-constructed bases that are under attack to become reinforcements needed locations. So that's super cool. The new blast wall was shown off, faction banners you can post up, and I know that we're working on a few other things that didn't get teased, like ramps and towers and sensor alarms. Other things that were either mentioned briefly because they're in a conceptual state or teased on live screen were the orbital strikes, which would, it would be generated from an orbital strike chassis, much like Hive generates VP. And we talked about a constructible ion cannon that can take out enemy skywalls, as well as an ant projection shield that allows you to build a base behind some cover. Like you deploy the ant, shield would come up, and that way you can start deploying some fortifications without an interruption. And that is meant for more offensive constructs. There are some good summaries about the live stream on Reddit, and there's a whole bunch that I don't want to go over, like the Player Studio armors, which Bill is working very hard on, or the vehicle hacking, or the neutral core mechanics, and all the other fun stuff that we're doing. Also on PTS are the air-to-air changes. Last big points of contention for me right now are the Air Hammer, the Banshee, and the Light PPA. Those are still being balanced out. There are some tweaks likely to be made to dogfighting airframe and Tomcats as well. But these changes should hit live later this month, and Emissary is also getting buffed, so people will be happy to hear that, or severely disappointed, one or the other. On live, HVA currently got changed to be made more consistent, and many of the weapons which relied on HVA actually had their baseline velocities buffed so that they wouldn't get these crazy huge boosts from it. And Kamikaze78 did a video on it already if you have an interest, and though I'll probably end up comparing SPA and HVA in the nearest future as well. I think that'd be kind of a fun video to put out. There were also some improvements to the lighting and sky files, and I know that Bill is continuing to tweak them based on community feedback, so we'll see where that all ends up, but a lot of it is on live right now, and overall the game looks amazing. It looks amazing, it feels fresh visually, and I'm really appreciative of it. I didn't actually know that change was coming out until it actually came out, so that was a surprise to me too. And if you weren't aware, you can actually look 360 degrees in the flash right now, provided you don't have a weapon equipped. I found this pretty amusing, which is why I want to emphasize it, because you combine it with turbo, and then it's basically like a harasser, without a weapon. And I definitely recommend giving you a shot just for the giggles, if nothing else, because it's a lot of fun. But if this video has been interesting, helpful, or entertaining, please feel free to like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel. And let me know how you feel about the direction of the game and what you're looking forward to in the future. We definitely have a lot of awesomeness planned for June, and a lot of it I haven't shared just yet, so hopefully you'll dig it when we do. Thanks very much, folks. Wrel signing off.